Ito ang Broad Streamcast Communicators, ang naiiba at kakaibang plataporma sa digital broadcast. Mula Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao hanggang sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo. Broad Streamcast Communicators, ang sandigan ng sambayanan mula sa walang labis at walang kulang na pagbabalita, paglilingkod, maglalahad ng mga mapagbuong komentaryo at usaping pambayan para sa kapakanan ng karamihan. Broad Streamcast Communicators, tuwirang maglilingkod ngayon hanggang sa susunod na henerasyon. Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techie Mommy, si Jaye C. Bautista.
Hello, happy Thursday. Oh my goodness, is it Thursday really? Can I just check lang? Okay, is it Thursday? Yes, it is Thursday. I mean, really. Sobrang bilis ng panahon naman. Parang kaka-happy Monday ko lang. Happy Thursday na ulit. Of course, because was it Monday that I wasn't here? Was it Monday that I wasn't feeling well? Yes, hello, welcome to the show, everyone, whoever's watching. Kasi wala akong nakikitang pangalan. But anyway, oh, hi there, good morning. Hello there. Oh, I don't know what time it is. I'd like to welcome my good friend and colleague in the ESL community, Shrey. Hello there, Shrey. Hello, I'm late, I know. Hello. It's whatever. Yes, happy Thursday, Shrey, and I don't know what time of the day it is in India. Shrey is coming to us all the way from India. He's a colleague of mine in the ESL, English as Second Language, part of my work that I do. Okay, he's a colleague. He's a very, very smart and talented young man. Okay, say hello to everyone, Shrey. And yeah, I'm late because I had to do some things first, you know. I had to finish and wrap up some things. But anyway, I'm here, okay? Welcome, happy Thursday, everyone. I trust that, of course, it's almost a weekend again. We just don't really even feel the days as they go by. They're breezing through very fast, okay? Of course, we'd like to start today with news from the Philippines. Hello, everyone. There's Shrey. Hello. He's such a cutie pie. Shrey, hello, very good. Anyway, so let's start the news with of course, news from the Philippines, all right? My news are doubling up, okay? Yesterday, I started to talk about work, excuse me, and sorry, and how it's affecting the mommies nowadays, of course, because of the distance learning. A lot of responsibility have been put on the hands, of course, of the parents, right? And the thing about it is, with regards to work, okay, this pandemic somehow, this pandemic seems to have also brought about, a lot of people lost their jobs, right? But also a lot of people have acquired new jobs and discovered things that they can do for themselves. But kaya lang, right? Okay, sure, you have to excuse me because I have to speak Filipino in between, okay? How did COVID-19 pandemic force women to do more unpaid work? Yes, a lot of women, okay, were forced to do more unpaid care work. So what does it mean? Anong ibig sabihin nito, okay? this is like this picture that I have right here, right? How COVID-19 pandemic forces women to do more unpaid care work. How? According to the 2021 National Household Survey, okay, a study commissioned by Oxfam Pilipinas, okay, this is in the Philippines, women spent 13 hours of daily care work compared to only hours for men, okay? Leah Payud of Oxfam Philippines Women's Economic Empowerment Lead said that despite the pandemic forcing families to spend more time at home due to quarantine protocols and mobility restrictions, women still bear the brunt of unpaid care work. Yan na nga, which is really true, no? You know, when I'm teaching my students, right? You know, of course, you get a lot of different kinds of students. I get from children to professionals, to old people, to senior citizens, and most of them are also housewives or expats housewives. And then when I ask them what they do for a living, some of them will say, I'm only a housewife or I'm only a homemaker. And I said, you know what? You shouldn't even say only for only a housewife, only a housekeeper. Just like this, what this article is talking about, right? Especially in this pandemic when especially like in the Philippines when people are locked down, people were confined to work and live at home. The biggest brunt or the biggest stress was put on the mommies, right, or the housewives or the wives or the mothers because and some of them are also working aside from taking care of the household. So, you know, and this is what this article is talking about: unpaid care work. Yeah, because a housewife and a mommy's work is never done, right? It's like almost a 24/7 kind of thing. So in this pandemic, the mommies na nagtatrabaho na rin sa araw, okay, kung dati, of course, ang mga bata, the children are brought to school, they're sent to school, they have a little bit of some free time for themselves because they can either do part-time work or while they're doing the house chores also, there's time in between to relax and rest or have some free time to have coffee with friends because the husband is away at work, the children are in school. But because of the pandemic, especially here in the Philippines na lockdown lahat, yun na nga, nagkakaroon tuloy ng mas maraming trabaho ang mga nanay, ang mga housewives, right? Women still bear the brunt of unpaid care work, right? Care work is defined as the work of caring for others, including taking care of children, the elderly, and the sick, as well as doing domestic house chores as cleaning and cooking and washing clothes, right? Well, let's just talk about culture here. It's in the culture, okay? We can say that Filipinos are raised with expectation that we should be taking care of our families, okay? This is what Payud said of Payud of Leah Payud, Oxfam Filipinas Women's Economic Empowerment Leader. Okay, sinabi niya, she said that Filipinos are raised with the expectation that we should be taking care of our families. We're closely knit, okay? Not just Filipinos, right? Other people from around the world are also caring of their families. Like Shrey, right? In India, families are closely knit too, right? They take care of their old people, right? She, however, also noted that women are traditionally assigned to the role of caregiver, putting more pressure on women to take care of the family. Yeah, like I said in the beginning, they said that women spend 13 hours of daily care work compared to only 8 hours for men, okay, in this lockdown situation, right? So that means women and girls do all the housework. Okay, we observe that in our mothers, grandmothers, we observe this in our mothers, grandmothers, aunts, or other women in the family. In Japan, diba, it's like this too. We have a lot of Japanese students, right, Shreyan? And although nowadays, of course, a lot more women are working already in Japan. Housewives are not just housewives. Because their children go to school in the morning, or even their little children, they bring them to nursery school so that the mommies can work. You know, it's not already the same like before that only the men were working in Japan, right? There are part-time mommy workers, right? So that means women and girls do all the housework Okay? And this we see in our homes, in our families, in our mothers and grandmothers, aunties or sisters. It's becoming intergenerational. Okay? Uh, Unpaid care work and domestic work are becoming heavy, inefficient, and unequally distributed among members of the family and even in the community. That's why when I talk to my students who are mostly also a lot of expats' wives or working moms or mommies, I tell them, if your children are like already at least like 12 or 13 years old or older, let them help you in the housework, whether they're boys or girls, right? Help them. And there's also, of course, equality among genders because everybody's working. The husband also, during the weekend when he doesn't have work, or in most cases, if they're locked down together, then he should share in the household chores because both of them are working, right? Hindi naman fair na yung mommy lang o yung nanay lang ang nagtatrabaho lahat, nagtatrabaho na sa araw, trabaho sa gabi, 24/7 na ang trabaho ng mga nanay, right? Providing care falls disproportionately on the shoulders of women and girls, right? Aminin na natin, nan talaga ang sitwasyon. Sa Pilipinas, sa Japan din, right? Diba? Shrey, I don't know if it in India is the same, right? But say, for example, when the mother is not home, by default, her responsibility is automatically passed on to her daughter, right? Hindi naman sa anak na lalaki, di ba? It's typical in our community in Filipino households. This kind of culture or practice has been burdening women and girls since time immemorial, okay? This kind of role and expectation limit the time of women to learn, to earn, or to take part in any political, social activities of their choice. Kawawa talaga. Hindi talaga na siya nakakapahinga or wala nang socialization yung nanay, okay? Because, right, panay, trabaho araw-gabi, di ba? What are you gonna do? Okay, this is the situation here. Let me just show you a scenario, okay? Okay, let me just, there you go. There, just change right before. Here, okay, this is the common situation, right? You're the one cooking, you're the one cleaning, you're the one taking care of your husband and your children, right? So the poor mom, it's used to multitasking, is also burdened and stressed, right? Okay? This is a scene. Ito si William Daep eats lunch together with his family while also feeding his son. He is a project participant of they had a survey, the We Care project in Samar, okay? We really call for recognition that unpaid work should be discussed as part of our work. Yan ang sinabi nito mga nanay. Currently, it remains unrecognized, invisible, and undistributed. Okay? Ito ang sinabi nitong si Miss Payud. Okay? Layud, sorry, forgive me. Miss Layud. Layud also called for the redistribution of unpaid care work among the members of the family. Yan ang sinasabi ko nga, right? The community, the government, and the workplace. There is also a need to reduce the labor of unpaid care work by institutionalizing changes that support the care economy, including water systems, healthcare services, and daycare centers, as well as investing in time-saving equipment. Okay, we call for an equitable reward of their unpaid care work. Those in the formal sector should enjoy flexible working hours or for a setup favorable for them to be able to productively deliver their jobs while balancing their roles as parents and doing domestic works. Because not, especially with this work at home premise that's going on in this pandemic, the poor moms, okay, when you figure it out, when you try to quantify the work that they do, they're underpaid for the most part, right? Because the work is not extends more than 8 hours, more than 13 hours. It's actually almost 24/7, the work of mommies and housewives, right? So there should be an equitable reward for their unpaid care work. Okay. So that is my news or story regarding in the Philippines about how this COVID pandemic forces most women to do unpaid care work. Okay. Okay. So now let's talk about another thing about the vaccines. All right, in the Philippines. Okay. Uh, 4 COVID-19 vaccines were approved for boosters, okay, according to the Food and Drug Administration. And of course, the Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA, has approved the amended emergency use and authorization of 4 COVID-19 vaccines for booster shots and additional doses. Ito po yung Pfizer. At ano to mga gamot na to? What are these medicines? What are these vaccines na na-approve ng FDA para maging booster shots? Tsaka inuulit ko, right? Like I said, okay na hindi kung ano yung it's okay that the vaccine that you had, okay, if the booster shot is not the same kind, it's all right, it's okay. The doctors have said it's okay to mix, okay, the vaccine. So these are the vaccines that are approved here in the Philippines, okay, as booster shots. This is yung Pfizer, Sinovac, AstraZeneca, even the Sputnik Light. Okay, this is according to Eric Domingo, FDA Director General, in an interview on Super Radio DCBB this past Tuesday. Okay, so again, I repeat, the medicines that are approved for as booster shots: Pfizer, Sinovac, AstraZeneca, and the Sputnik Light. So Pfizer's from America, Sinovac from China, AstraZeneca is from where's AstraZeneca from? Is it the UK? And then Sputnik is from Russia, right? Domingo said the Department of Health, or DOH, had also asked the FDA to check different vaccine combinations. Halimbawa, iba yung nabigay na primary tapos iba yung ibibigay na booster, pwede rin yan. So, nirekomenda din ng expert sa atin yung mga ilang pwedeng gamitin na iba yung primary tapos iba rin yung booster, Domingo said. Okay? To translate that, it's just actually what I said earlier, that the Department of Health on Monday evening said that we can mix and match the vaccines. That the primary and secondary shots that we got, it's okay if it's not the same as the booster shots we're going to get, okay? As long as it's approved by the Food and Drug Administration, all right? The Department of Health on Monday evening announced that fully vaccinated healthcare workers may get booster shots starting yesterday. Okay, so they already started giving booster shots to the frontliners and healthcare workers here in the Philippines. The agency recommended using Moderna, Pfizer, and Sinovac as booster doses regardless of the brand used in the primary series. Again, inuulit ko, kahit na hindi yan ka-partner or hindi yan ka-tugma or hindi yan kapareho ng the vaccine na una niyong nakuha, okay lang, right? It's okay. Okay? Meanwhile, vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. earlier said the country may start inoculating fully vaccinated senior citizens and persons with comorbidities with additional doses by next week. So next week, uumpisahan na ulit itong series. Nauuna na ulit yung mga healthcare workers. So, third doses na tayo. O bakit nga ganyan? Kasi, di ba, ulitin ko, why this came about. Okay, it of course research and of course studies show that the efficacy of the vaccines is only good for 6 to 8 months. So some of us are already overdue with that, right? Some are paso already. So it's time for you now to get your third shot, right? Or your booster shot. Okay? Of course, we know, right, kasi nga, we still have to be wearing masks and all that and still do all those safety protocols even if you're vaccinated, okay? When you go outside and in public places, because the virus is still there and it's real, okay? So hindi natin dapat isipan na parang, kasi ang daming tao feeling normal na mabuhay nowadays, hindi nagmamask, right? You know, you think it's okay in America, here in the Philippines, even in Japan, right? They're like enjoying parang normal life, kala nila, but no, please, because the virus is still very real and it's still out there, okay? Booster shots are given when immunity is starting to fade after several months since receiving the vaccine, while additional doses or the third doses are given to individuals who cannot mount the appropriate immunity against the sickness. So ayun pala, no? Yung mga booster shots binibigay sa mga taong hindi nakapag-develop mabuti ng immunities even after the first and second shots. Pero paano naman nila malalaman yun? Siguro yung mga mayroon din comorbidities. Pero yung sa normal na tao or normal na procedure, the efficacy nga of the vaccine is only good for 6 to 8 months, depending on the medicine. Like, I think Sinovac, 6 months, and the others are 6 to 8 months. Pero it's mas mabuti na paglampas na ng 6 months or on the 7th month, get your booster shot already, okay? Okay, all right. So that's my news regarding COVID-19 and the vaccines, okay? All right. So, what else is going on in the world right now? Okay, now let's talk about the world, right? Okay. Of course, in the Philippines, right, people are gearing up for the election. Actually, the COVID situation all of a sudden seems to be getting better in the Philippines. I mean, people are very worried about it because right now, most all social media in the Philippines is talking about elections, the candidates, and all that. It actually overshadowed the COVID-19 serious concerns from last month or 2 months ago. And they're saying that the numbers are all of a sudden going down fast of the infections, and because of course, speculation says it's because of the elections. Well, in Japan, I was very surprised because speaking to my students yesterday, they're saying that the surge of the virus is actually almost nothing. Nothing in Japan, like in Tokyo or yesterday, there were only about 30 or two-digit infections, which is really, really a far cry from 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 a day in Osaka alone. Shrey, do you believe that? I'm not really questioning, but because you see, the truth is, Japan, okay, never really had strict protocols about this virus, and they don't do contact tracing, they don't do mass testing, right? So, parang yung mga numbers nila hindi totoo, di ba? Para kasi sa Japan, always parang economy lang yung iniisip nila before, di ba? Nag-Olympic sa pandemya, right? But anyway, no judgment, but it's just like speculative, right? And on that note and connection, of course, I was speaking about Japan, okay? The Duterte, okay, our President Duterte, and Japan's Prime Minister Kishida forged to commit stronger strategic ties. Okay, of course, ginamit nila ng technology. Di sila nagkita. In a phone call, they committed to stronger strategic ties daw ang Pilipinas tsaka ang Japan. Okay. Okay, so President Rodrigo Duterte and Japanese Prime Minister Kishida Fumio renewed the two countries' commitment to strengthen strategic partnership during a telephone call on Wednesday, di ba? Because of technology, these things are possible. They can just call. Ano ba to? Is this a regular phone call, not even a video call? Because I guess they should have said video call if it was a video call, right? But telephone call, all right. According to a statement from Malacanang, both leaders agreed to pursue deeper security engagement and coordination by launching a foreign and defense ministerial meeting on 2+2 meeting. This is really interesting because the other day I was talking to one of my students from Japan, and we were talking about the ongoing or fast rising tiff between America and China, right? Pero kasi Japan is trying to foster good relations with these two world powers. And then my student said that, Japan must have a choice whether to align with America or to align with China. But I think maybe they can be neutral, right? Maybe they can be neutral. But here, okay, in the Philippines, uh, in the past, the present president has been known to align with China more than America, right? Because we even removed the bases. I mean, the those people guarding the Panatag shoals, yung mga Amerikano, pati yung ano yun, balikatan ba yun? Yung I forgot what it's called. The American troops used to train here in the Philippines. So they removed that. Parang pinakikita talaga yung alignment ng Pilipinas towards China more than America. Right? But ito naman, itong news na to is about Japan and the Philippines. Kasi si Japan, parehong in good standing with China and America. Okay? So, Duterte and Kishida also exchanged views on regional developments and multilateral issues such as those involving the South China Sea, Myanmar, the Korean Peninsula, and non-proliferation. Okay? They also agreed to an exchange of visits to further reaffirm both countries' partnership and personal friendship. Okay? Duterte thanked Japan for its supporting the administration's Build, Build, Build program, peace process and grassroots development in Mindanao, and the ongoing transition process of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. I know that Japan has given us loans before too, right? Japan is unrivaled among our bilateral partners. It is indeed a friend closer than a brother. Okay. Closer than a brother, sabi ng presidente. Wow. Duterte said he looked forward to the successful implementation of projects and activities which aim to enhance Philippines and Japan's cooperation sa maritime security, maritime connectivity, and preservation of the marine environment. Yun ko lang nakikita na na parang medyo naasar si Presidente Duterte sa China lately, okay? Tungkol dyan sa Palawan, right? And the Panatag shows. Although, sabi niya hindi niya nire-recognize, hindi siya makikipag-away sa China habang siya ang presidente. Hi there, Jake. Hello, Jake. Jake, I want you to meet Shrey, all right? Shrey is a colleague of mine in the ESL industry. I think he's older than you. I mean, he's younger than you, Jake. But he's Shrey. Jake Elazar is a very good, a very intelligent young student. He's a university student, but he's also a graphite artist. Okay, so Shrey, if you're still there, I want you to meet Jake Elazar, one of my regulars and supporters that constantly. I appreciate his support for me and my show, even in the beginning, even last year. Thank you so much. So Shrey, meet Jake and all the others watching that I can't see. Hello. So going back to the news about Japan and the Philippines, okay. Kishida said Japan would continue supporting the Philippines' peace and development agenda in Mindanao, Build, Build, Build program, and COVID-19 pandemic recovery response. The Philippines-Japan relations have indeed reached its golden age under President Duterte's administration. Wow! In-endorse ni Kishida, he said that bumuti ang relasyon ng Pilipinas at Japan on the watch of President Duterte. Okay. Duterte congratulated Kishida on his election and the Japan government for the recent success of the Tokyo Olympics and Paralympic Games during their phone conversation. At naman, di ba, for a change, bata-bata yung leader ng Prime Minister ng Japan. Kasi, di ba, most of the time, matatanda talaga, 86 years old, like that. He also recalled the Japanese Prime Minister's visit in Davao when the latter paid a courtesy call as Foreign Minister of Japan. Hindi pa siya ng presidente. Dumalaw siya noong August 2016. Kishida was the first foreign minister received by Duterte. Okay. Kishida expressed Japan's readiness to support in upgrading the Philippines' maritime law enforcement capability. So, dyan tayo tutulungan ng Japan doon sa mga maritime law enforcement capabilities, which of course involves the South China Sea, right? Ang Myanmar, saka Korean Peninsula. Okay? Alright? Apart from celebrating their 65 years of normalized diplomatic relations, the Philippines and Japan also celebrated their 10 years of strengthened strategic partnerships. Okay, so that's good news. Thank you very much. Okay, uh, sa inyong thank you very much for that piece of news. Okay, all right. Okay, on the travel front naman, of course, for those who want to know about traveling, all right, especially the ones applying here in the Philippines, of course. Oh, I heard today also that Japan is already opening now its doors to foreigners. So mga gusto magpunta sa Japan. Kaya lang, if you go to Japan, there's a 2-week quarantine in the hotel. Okay, of course you have to figure that in your expenses if you want to go to Japan, which is of course as it is a very expensive place to travel to. Of course, there's the thing about quarantine pa rin. Unlike America, we do, they don't nakikiwi kasi American citizens. We don't they don't need to quarantine anymore when you traveling is open to America, but you have to at least get a PCR test 48 hours before your departure for America, and then you just have to bring your fully vaccinated certificate. Okay, that's all you need, and that you are coming from a green and yellow tagged country. Because yung red countries, yun yung mga high COVID infections. Okay, so in America it's open, but in in Japan there's still a 2-week registered quarantine hotel facility that you have to stay in. In the Philippines naman, the quarantine still exists, but it's shorter, right? For fully vaccinated tourists and all that, now you have to stay 10 days na lang, right? 10 days or 7. The other day it was 10, pero I think 7 na lang yata ngayon eh. Basta fully vaccinated, all right? But anyway, you can just Google it, sorry. But I know it's shorter days because the rest of the quarantine, you can spend it at home or wherever your final destination is in the Philippines, okay? So, but less time. It's definitely not 2 weeks anymore. I think on the 5th day of your quarantine in the hotel, you get the swab test, and in 2 days, 2 days after, you can leave if it's negative, okay? So, Air Asia destinations, okay? We're talking about Air Asia. Hi there, Angelica Paz. Good morning. Thank you, thank you. Happy Thursday to you and Miss Angelica. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so Air Asia, right? This is Air Asia. No swab test for fully vaxxed passengers. Wow, okay. This is good news to hear, okay? I was just talking about traveling. All of Air Asia's destinations, okay, here in the Philippines, no longer require COVID-19 tests for fully vaccinated individuals. Yoo-hoo, very good. The budget carrier said Zamboanga City is the latest to lift the swab test requirement. Fully vaccinated guests should present only their vaccination card and S-Pass. Ano ba yung S-Pass? I think ayun yung, what do you call this? QR code na kayo. Puerto Princesa, Bohol, Calibo, okay, Tacloban, Bacolod, Iloilo, General Santos, Cagayan de Oro, Davao, and Caticlan, including Boracay, had earlier eased travel requirements for fully vaccinated guests. Okay, Air Asia said the use of face shields at the airport, on the plane, and destinations under alert levels 1, 2, and 3 are not mandatory. Okay, so yun na nga. Face shields at the airport, sa plane, and destinations under alert 1, 2, and 3 are not mandatory anymore. Yoo-hoo! Face mask na lang, okay? Pursuant to a national pandemic task force resolution as recommended by the Department of Transportation, okay? Air Asia is very excited for all these exciting developments in the travel and tourism sector. Slowly but surely, we will achieve that sense of normalcy we all have been praying for, okay? Hello there, Tita Agnes. Tita Agnes Lakap. Welcome po. Welcome to the show, Tita Agnes Lakap and the Lakap family, or the Dairit family in Arayat, where Tita Agnes is staying. Hello sa mga Lakap din na nanonood. Of course, Lakap is the last name of my fiancé. my partner, my hubby to be, okay, and thank you to the Lakap family for always supporting as well, and of course my Bautista family in Manila, in Australia, and America. All right, so as I was saying, AirAsia is very excited for all these exciting developments in travel and tourism sector. Slowly but surely, we're trying to experience some normalcy, all right? In Ilocos Sur, fully vaccinated visitors are allowed without presenting a negative reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction test. In other words, PCR test, okay? Ilocos Sur Provincial Hospital Chief Trina Talaga said the new rule applies to those visiting the province in less than 24 hours and do not come from areas under alert levels 4 and 5. Okay. Uh, However, Talaga said visitors should secure a border pass to avoid unnecessary delay when they leave the province. Meanwhile, Negros Oriental opened its border with Negros Occidental after the National Pandemic Task Force approved the request of Balacar Transit to resume bus operations between the two provinces. Okay, so very good. So that's the news regarding travel and COVID-19 and the vaccine. All right. Okay. Uh, okay, I have a question regarding travel. Okay, because remember last, I think 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I had mentioned that the online of the Department of Foreign Affairs, or where we get our passports, the Philippine passports done, right? They removed they removed that feature in the on the website, how you can follow up on your passport applications, whether it's for new application or for renewal. They removed that because they seemed like they were hacked for some reason, and data was getting transferred or stolen. So they removed that feature. Okay, but okay, there's news again regarding the DFA. Okay, which I want to share with you guys. Okay, from Philippines, PEP, the DFA hindi pa pinapayagan ang walk-in at passport applicants. Okay? So, hindi pa rin pwede ang walk-in sa DFA. Appointment strictly required for all passport and for all passport applicants, right? Okay, walk-ins are still not allowed. Okay? Hindi pa rin pinapayagan ang walk-in passport applicants sa consular offices at maging sa temporary off-site passport services sa buong bansa. Ito ang inihayag ng Department of Foreign Affairs last November 16, 2021. Alright? Okay, let me show you. Okay, let me show you. Hold on, okay? Please bear with me. Alright? Because this is important. All right. Okay. Uh-huh. All right. Just bear with me a few minutes. So sorry. It's not going to take long. But let me just remove this nanay here because this is done. Okay. Yeah, so many people, of course, are interested in traveling, right? Because what did I name it? My gosh, there you go. You know, my memory's been a little bit faulty. It's a sign of old age. Okay, here you go. All right. There you go. As I was saying, okay, no appointment, but still no walk-ins, all right? Okay. Ang paglilinaw ay ginawa ng DFA matapos muling kumalat sa social media ang isang lumang advisory noon pang 2016 na nagdulot ng kalituhan sa mga seafarers excuse me, at overseas Filipino workers. In other words, this clarification was made by the Department of Foreign Affairs after something went viral in social media an old advisory, which was dated in 2016, came out that confused a lot of the seamen or seafarers or overseas Filipino workers. Pardon me. Excuse me. According to the agency, a DFA advisory stating that no appointment is needed for OFWs intending to renew their passports at DFA Consular Office NCR is currently circulating on social media. So they were told that there's no appointment needed anymore, but that's not true. As this poster says, right? No walk-ins allowed. This is an old advisory issued in 2016 before the pandemic and is no longer applicable. Walk-ins are no longer allowed, okay? Hindi pwede po ang mag-walk-in sa embassy sa Department of Foreign Affairs para kumuha ng passport or mag-apply ng passport. Bawal po ang walk-in, okay? Kailangan by appointment, okay? Walk-ins are no longer allowed in DFA, CONCR Central, and in all DFA, COs, and TOPS facilities in view of the current health emergency arising from COVID-19. Okay? So it is strictly by appointment only. Okay? Okay? Tandaan, strictly by appointment only. Okay? Nagpapatupad ang DFA ng by appointment only arrangement para sa passport and apostille services nito, maging sa mga nag-a-avail ng courtesy lane. Okay? Epektibo ang patakarang ito simula pa noong May 2020 bilang bahagi ng pagsisikap ng ahensya na magkaloob ng patuloy na serbisyo kahit may pandemya. Okay, in other words, to translate, okay, for our international viewers, the DFA or the Department of Foreign Affairs is implementing this arrangement of strictly by appointment only for passport applicants, right? Effective. This rule has been effective since May 2020 as part of the efforts of the agency to provide continuous service in this pandemic. Okay, the DFA advised people and passport applicants, okay, that they can just be referred to the official website and social media accounts of the DFA for updated announcements. Okay, very good. Okay, all right. So, thank you very much. So now, what are we gonna? Okay, let's see. We still have about 10 minutes to talk about other things. Okay, so yesterday I wanted to, somebody asked me a question regarding gadgets, right? Okay, why I'm not reviewing gadgets anymore? Well, okay, I will, okay? So today, okay, I'm going to talk about AirPods versus Beats. O ano yan, sa mga hindi nakakalam, AirPods, okay? Ito yung headphones, earphones, okay, yung pods, okay? Yun, na hindi siya headset. In other words, parang earplugs. Okay, yung pods, okay? For the past couple of years, Apple and the Beats brand have produced some of the best wireless earbuds ever used. And both brands show no sign of slowing down as they continue to improve on their products, okay? In today, we will be dividing into the Beats Studio Buds and the third generation Apple AirPods. Kasi may nagtanong sa akin kung pwede raw i-review ko yan kung anong mas maganda. Pods or AirPods or Beats. Both devices, okay, are mid-range true wireless models. Okay, nagkaanin natin. Okay, tapos na to. Alright, let's go to the next news. Ta-da! Here you go. Ayan. Hold on, please. So sorry. Okay, so this is the news we're talking about now. All right, there you go. Okay. All right, we're AirPods versus Beats. Okay. There's the design. See, Yan yung maliit na lalagyan para taguin, no? Ganda. Anyway, so, yeah. Here are the, I'll just remove this, okay? Huwag lang ako yung mawala. There you go. All right, let's talk about features and stuff, okay? Oops, sorry. See, I almost removed myself from the screen again. All right. There you go. Okay, so this is what we're talking about now. Which to buy and why? AirPods versus Beats, okay? So anong mas magaling? Let's let's see the features, all right? Hold on. Somebody asked me this yesterday and I was going to talk about it, but we didn't have time, all right? So now we do. So the quick specs, okay? Here are the quick specs of these two. There you go. There you go, okay? We're talking about what should you buy? AirPods versus Beats. Beats, which to buy and why, okay? All right? So the quick specs, Apple AirPods third generation, how much is it? It's $175 in America. So it's really expensive, right? It's more than 5,000. Uh it's almost $200. It's almost 10,000 ang mahal, right? What are the features? H1 chip, audio sharing, live listen, smart controls, customizable sound. Against the Beat Studio Buds, okay, which is like roughly almost $150 or $149. So mga 8,000 or no 7,000, right? As opposed to 9,000 or 8, di ba? Laking diferensya. Anong features niya? IPX4 water resistance, spatial audio, hybrid active noise cancellation, transparency mode, customizable sound, Bluetooth 5.2, and customizable sound. Umulit lang. Pero my God, kung kayo, di ba? Oh, comparing apples to oranges ba to? Hindi. Because nakikita mo naman, oh, parang yung Beats mas maraming features. Mas mura pa. So kung ikaw, anong pipiliin mo? Obviously, right? Apple maintained most of the design elements from the first generation AirPods. The color choices, long stem, plastic construction are the same in these Apple earbuds as in its predecessor. Okay? Walang IP rating, which means they can easily get damaged. Okay? O, sinasabi na, madaling masira. Pero di ba funny yan eh. Noon ko pa naisip talaga, si Apple, parang sinasadya nilang madaling masira eh. Di ba? Kayo, di ba? Ako kasi, di ba, I've had iPhones for many years. Ngayon lang ako walang iPhone dahil di pa ako nakabili ng bago mula nung nasira yung aking iPhone, lumang iPhone 6. But all through the years, I've always had an iPhone and an Android. And those years na nag-iPhone ako, the chargers, palaging nasisira, 'di ba? Bibili ka ng original charger, mas mahal kaysa sa na nabibili mo sa Tiangge ng mga 150 pesos. Ito, what? 400, 500? Pero nasisira ka agad. O ano yun? Para for me, sales and marketing ano yan eh. Ploy. Kagaya nito, oh, madaling masira. Para bibili ka ulit, 'di ba? Gusto mo kasi original, mas mahal pa sila, right? so, so they're saying that this can easily be damaged, itong Apple AirPods. It's the same old regular design with barely any improvements. For the Studio Buds or Beats, it's changed quite a lot. The known ear hook style linked to models like the Power Beats 4 was switched to an in-ear design that gives the buds a more discreet look. Okay? The Beats buds are made from durable plastic that can withstand scratches and most fail. And they also have IPX4 water and sweat resistant ratings. Coolness, right? Mas mura na, mas marami pang features. So ano ba, saan ka pa, right? Hindi na yan, no-brainer na to, right? The buds are available in 3 colors, Beats red, white, and black. Teka nga, bakit pa ako walang picture ng... Hindi, ito na nga pala yan. Okay. Okay, let me just... Alright. Yeah. No, not this one. Because of course, Beats has been known uh, for its ano kasi headsets eh, right? Where is it? Tada! Ayan. Here, I got it. Okay, let me show you. Let me just show you. Para fair tayo because ang nakapakita sa inyo is just the pods eh. Okay, let me just show you. Oops. Okay, we only have a few minutes before we gotta go, but yeah. All right. Um, there you go. Let me just. I'm just gonna get just a few minutes more. No, seconds more. Here you go. Ayan. Okay, there. Okay, there's. Okay. Ayan. So fair is fair. Okay. There's the beat. There's beats. Okay, and there's the pod. All right. Okay. To show you what I'm talking about. Right. Okay. There you go. So, uh, as I was saying, right, the for the studio buds, Beats changed the design quite a lot, and the buds are available in three colors: red, white, and black. Right. The bead buds are made from durable plastic that can withstand scratches and fails. If the design is a major deciding factor between AirPods versus Beats, go for the Beats Studio Buds. And they don't only look great in all the available colors, but are more durable than AirPods. Okay, yan na nga yun. Okay, charging case. The AirPods charging case comes with a small LED at the front to show pairing status and battery levels. It also has a pairing button for manual connection to devices if the Bluetooth malfunctions. However, the case does a mediocre job locking the pods while charging. They'll shoot right across the floor if the case falls or is dropped. Itong review na to talagang anti-ano eh, no? It's anti-AirPods, I think, because it's really showing that, well, it's actually just an honest, I hope, an honest review, okay? So, yeah, now, titilapan daw tong pods nyo. The Beat Buds, on the other hand, the charging case is considerably slimmer and lighter than the Beats Power Beats Pro, and it can easily fit in your jeans or the pockets, okay? The only issue with it is that the magnetic system used to keep the lid closed is not as strong as it should be. So, regardless of, maluwag pa rin siya, parang madaling mabukas, right? Regardless of this, Beats win in this category of AirPods versus Beats. What about comfort? Okay? So, comfort. Yung AirPods are very light on the ears. Alam natin yan, magaang sa tenga ang AirPods and can snugly stay on your ear for hours and hours. This is all well and good till you remember that Apple's universal fit is a thing. The AirPods were made to rest within your ear and not on your ear canal, okay? Which means it has no grip control and the buds will fall off frequently. The way around this problem is to buy AirPods ear tips from a third-party brand. Despite the absence of the ear hook, the Beats Buds still offer sufficient comfort. The slanted acoustic nozzle lets you easily slide it into your ear, and the tips provide a solid seal to ensure the buds stay in place. Beats also added micro vents to ease the buildup of pressure from active noise cancellation. Yung Beats may noise cancellation, which is a very good feature to have. Okay, so okay, I give my review of Beats versus Beats. Okay, of AirPods and Beats. Okay. Doon sa control naman, the Apple AirPods and Beat Buds have voice assistance and motion detection, but the inputs differ. The AirPods have touch panels, while the Beat Buds have multi-function buttons, okay? For the Apple AirPods, the control functionality is good but limited. Their input gestures and controls, such as long hold and double taps, are not as varied as the Beat Buds, and Siri voice activation and on-ear detection are satisfactory. Okay, although AirPods doesn't have Google assistant integration. You can use third-party apps such as Assistant Trigger to activate the digital assistant function for Android device pairing. The Studio Buds have an edge in control functionality for AirPods versus Beats. Battery life, okay, sandali lang, mapalisan. Battery life naman, the Apple AirPods last just 5 hours after a single charge. Its charging capability is also considerably less than the Studio Buds. The Beat Studio Buds offer about 5 hours of playback when NNC is enabled and 8 hours without active noise cancellation. They also have quick charging. 5 minutes of charging gives you 1.5 hours of use. My God, okay? 5 minutes. Okay. However, it is worth noting that both the Beats headphones and AirPods charging cases have the same battery life of 24 hours. Okay. So with that, okay, I'd like to end our broadcast for today. Pasensya na po at nag-overtime naman ako. Maraming salamat for all our friends who join us today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Okay. Sorry, faith, hope, and love, everyone. Love you guys.
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Streamcast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po.